Tools. What do you need? Obviously, when you buy, if you buy the starter pack, which I would encourage anybody who's starting to roll cigars, encourage you to buy the starter pack from Leaf Only. Once you get that, I would say necessary tools. First and foremost, my scissors. I use scissors every time. That's just me. You can use the Chaveta. You can get a Chaveta as well. That's up to you. You kind of need this, especially when you're starting out. This is like the tool that everybody uses. However, for me, I found this little rotary cutter. It's 18 millimeter. This is what I use for cutting my wrappers. I don't use the Chaveta as much unless like I'm doing an event or something of that nature where I want to do the traditional old school way of cutting out wrappers. But this is the way I started. This is where I am now. And you'll notice a lot of people in the industry now, they went over to the rotary cutters because it's a faster process. It's actually a cleaner cut, and it's just a lot smoother. When you're using your wrappers, you want that line to be as fine as possible, so when you're wrapping your cigar, that line is perfect. Capping tools, I probably have about 4 or 5 different capping tools. These things are great for putting the cap on once you finish rolling your cigar. I'll talk a little bit more after, like this will probably be later in the videos once I start rolling and showing you what to do. And then this right here is my cigar glue. I keep a little jar like this of cigar glue, and I have a couple different ones that I use as well. And they are, you need the cigar glue to actually be able to finish your cigar. So you're gonna need this. And what it is, tree sap from Canada, I think. They call it pectin, I wanna say, if I'm not mistaken, or you'll see it as like Arabic gum or something like that. Both are odorless, smellless, odorless, tasteless, everything. It's not, you won't know that it's on the cigar, but every manufacturer uses this as well. You need a solid board. Me personally, I have like a wood board. It's probably about 14 to 16 inches across. This works well for me. I always have this board with me everywhere I go when I'm rolling. This right here is a tuck cutter. This right here is a little bit further down the line, and I wouldn't encourage you to invest in one of these unless you're going to be sure that you're going to be rolling cigars, because this is not a cheap purchase by any means. I think these tuck cutters are almost $400. I think they're like $350 to $400 in that range, somewhere in that area. So this is a very expensive investment, and if you're not going to be completely committed to rolling cigars, I wouldn't advise you to invest in this. Of course, you'll need tobacco, but if you buy the learner's kit, like the beginner's kit, it'll come with enough tobacco in it. And they will come with also 2 cigar molds, or well, 1 mold, but it'll hold 2 cigars in the mold that you can push together so that you can actually form the bunch. As you get a little bit farther down the line, cigar molds like this are very good to have if you want cigars that are going to be uniform. And you know, if you're completely committed into rolling cigars, but I wouldn't advise getting any of these unless you're completely committed into doing this. These things run at about $100 a piece. I think I have 5 in total, and I will tell you, these things are expensive, but they're heavy duty and they'll last forever. And I also, if you ever do buy these, and I guess you don't continue rolling cigars, you could always sell them on eBay or something and put them back up for the same price, if not close to the same price. So I don't think you'll lose on this if you ever sold it. And the tuck cutter as well, you probably could put it up for $300 and at least get $300 back from it, because it is an expensive product. Other than that, besides tobacco, that's pretty much what you need. Your bare bones. I also use, this is a hotel card that I stayed at, like a little hotel swipe card to get in the room. I use this when I put the cigars in my press, and I push down on the side just to make sure the tobacco in the bunch is all the way in there. This is just I just got used to doing this, and it actually helps me a lot when I'm putting them inside the bunch. But other than that, you don't need anything else as far as rolling cigars. I can't think of anything else you need. I would say that you do need to get a bottle that sprays water. Distilled water is going to be your best friend. I use distilled water for everything, as far as hydrating the tobacco, as far as keeping my cigars fresh in my humidors. With my, I use the electronic humidification system, which is what is it? I forgot. Cigar Oasis, I think it's called. I forgot what it's called, but I use that. Yeah, I use that brand, and I'll have to figure out, make sure I'm right on that. I'm not really sure if I'm completely correct on that name. I'll come back to you guys with that. But either way, you need distilled water and you need a spray bottle. Preferably get one of those spray bottles that has a long continuous spray, instead of the ones that just squirt out. You want a continuous spray so it's not dripping all over the leaves and stuff. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. Other than that, that's all you need.